Compact, flexible, and fast, this is the new zoom lens from Tamron, the 70-180mm f2.8 Di3 VXD for Sony E-mount. Now I know this is going to make all you Sony shooters happy. The wait is over. The new zoom range will finally complete the lineup of lenses for your Sony camera body. The name of the game with these Tamron lenses has always been the size. With a focal range like this, you'd expect a pretty beefy lens, but this Tamron weighs just under 2 pounds and is around 6 inches long. It's super compact and easy to carry around. I wore it around my neck all weekend while I was walking around Brooklyn with no issue. So if you're an event type shooter who shoots weddings, you could wear this lens all night around your neck and I don't think you'd even notice it. This is a fast lens. This is an f2.8 constant aperture, which means you have consistent exposure across your focal range and more control over your depth of field. Just like Tamron's previous lenses, color fringing and chromatic aberrations have been greatly reduced thanks to the 6 low dispersion elements that help improve clarity and color accuracy throughout the zoom range. Ghosting, flaring, and internal reflections will be suppressed thanks to the broadband anti-reflection Generation 2 coating, or BBARG2, which will provide greater contrast and color fidelity when you're shooting in strong lighting conditions like a sunset. A pair of VXD linear motors will be delivering autofocus that is quiet, quick, and pretty darn precise. I tested it in both photo and video mode and I was very impressed. Facial recognition was no problem even while practicing social distancing and wearing a mask. I was still able to take some pretty nice looking portraits. Minimum focusing distance is around 2.8 feet at all the focal lengths. If you're working with close-up objects, the 180mm focal length will give you 1 by 4.6 maximum magnification. However, if you are in manual focus at a 70mm, you can focus up to 10.6 inches with a 1:2 magnification ratio, but peripheral image quality may be reduced. I tried this a few times. I was able to do some pretty decent macro photography of some objects on a desk and a couple of flowers. Obviously, with a lens like this, it's going to be sharpest in the center, but the corner sharpness ain't that bad. Like, take a look at this fence shot. The resolution is top-notch. I shot on a Sony a7R III, a very high megapixel count on that camera, and the lens handled it beautifully. And the rounded 9-blade diaphragm will give you some very pleasing bokeh. The moisture-resistant lens body construction means you can use this lens in inclement weather conditions, and the front lens element has a fluorine coating for protection against dust, dirt, and smearing. The zoom lock switch is a convenient way to prevent unwanted barrel extension while transporting it in your backpack or even around your neck. When I was walking around Brooklyn this weekend, I would turn the lock on so that way the lens wouldn't do this while I was walking and had it hanging down. It's a small detail, but it goes a long way in protecting the lens. The zoom ring itself feels really good. It's a solid rubber with a good throw when you change your focal length, and it doesn't extend that far. It's about an inch of extension. And the same can be said for the focus ring. However, for video, it's not my favorite, as it is focused by wire and there is some breathing. Photography, that's not really an issue, but for video, it was a struggle to nail focus sometimes. There appears to be no vibration compensation, but that is consistent across this lens lineup. So you will have to rely on your Sony camera's steady shot and be mindful of your shutter speed to compensate for camera shake. Honestly, the lens feels good. It's quick and sharp. This is a more than capable lens at a very good price point. Shooting wide open at an f2.8 had a very pleasing look for me. And shooting the New York skyline from a Brooklyn rooftop, I was more than satisfied with a 180mm, and I was not missing that extra 20mm. I think the Tamron 70-180mm is a great option for those looking to get a fantastic telephoto lens, but don't want to spend the high-end money just yet. And if you have Tamron's 17-28mm and 20-75mm, this would certainly round out your lens kit and prepare you for any type of shooting scenario. So, will this lens complete your lineup? What do you want to use this lens for? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Jake with B&H. Just keep rolling.